First off, these Grammys. Gee, many Christmas. What's going on with these Grammys? First thing, we got Killer Mike getting arrested, beating up security guards before the show, before the live show,
Hey,
you know,
hey,
and then we got Jay-Z just basically calling out the Grammys saying, "Why haven't you given my wife an award?" Let's start with Killer Mike.
okay.
Break it
I
down
mean,
for us.
some people think the biggest crime he committed was winning all three rap Grammys before the broadcast went live. But I tell you what, I went back and listened to the album. I had listened to it when it come out, and something else had got me distracted. Amazing album. It is
Yeah,
it is
it's
it, it
good.
is a great album all the way through. It's an actual project. Can't let Drake win for doing the same album 3 years in a
3
row.
years in a row.
Travis
Exactly.
Scott, it's the same album. So I mean, I feel like they got it right.
Yeah.
Any album where you got Andre 3000, Two Chains, and an incarcerated young thug to guest appear, they got it right. So now beating up a security guard beforehand, that's insane. They let him
Yeah.
get his 3 Grammys and then carted him off. That's crazy.
Here's my
So
question is like, first of all, he got arrested. And okay, if that's what happened, it sounded like there was a misunderstanding of they didn't know who he was and he's pushing people, blah, 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 whatever. But I like what Stephen A had to say about it, CC. How the hell did Will Smith not only not get arrested, he smacked Chris Rock across the face in front of 100 million people, went and sat down, got his Oscar, gave a speech, went to a party afterwards, and he still hasn't been arrested. How does that happen, Chris?
one of the biggest gangs in the world is the LAPD, right? And so Killer
Mm.
Mike's only mistake was assaulting one of them. Had he
Yeah.
slapped somebody else, maybe somebody else of color, not on the LAPD, they don't care. So that's the difference. You can slap somebody and have 8 different angles in 4K, but you slap a cop, and I guess the cop hurt her hand. Killer Mike gonna be locked up. Won't even
Yeah.
get back to Atlanta.
Won't get back there, man.
No.
It's crazy. It's crazy what happened, but I mean, it's the Grammys. Something's bound to happen with the Grammys.
No, we
Um,
got some people talking about Tracy Chapman
I was
and
just
Luke.
gonna say, my man
Yeah,
Wakan, he joins us all the time
yeah,
on Big B's show in the morning. By the way, Big B Daily Show at
yeah.
9 a.m. Central Time, Monday through Friday. Just throw that out there. But
Okay.
yeah, Tracy Chapman and Luke Combs. I actually saw it. It was really good.
It
I'll
was.
admit that was one of the better one of the better performances of the evening. I loved it because I'm a old school
Yep.
Tracy Chapman fan.
Yeah. One of my favorite songs of all time, and they did the right thing, and let's just redo it without changing too much.
Correct.
It's hard to cover or remix a song that's as iconic as that one, and they didn't touch it too much, and then performing it together. Tracy Chapman looked like she was 25 years old,
She did.
and she's mid 50s. So hats off to her. Awesome,
Yes.
awesome.
So let's break down Jay-Z, CC. I don't understand. First of all, he's 1,000% correct in what he said.
Yeah,
How do you have
absolutely.
the most Grammys of all time but not have album of the year?
Yeah.
And for
So
him to get the award and to call him out in the manner that he did, when he did, I thought, I mean, I don't know, it was a little tacky, but wasn't it the perfect timing?
I thought it was. I mean, I'm going to go from a dad first of all. He shouldn't have drug his daughter up there because that's a little awkward, and he embarrassed his wife. But you're never going to get a better platform. So now let's get into calling the Grammys out. My son just told me to tuck my chain in, but this is $4, man. I got to get my money's worth. No better platform, no better timing, right? So when else is he supposed to call him out? And she's got 32 Grammys, never won Album of the Year. There's got to be something behind that. And like he said, by their own standards, it doesn't work. So they
No.
just want him to get it right. And there are a lot of people that don't belong. The category part was his joke or punchline. I thought that
Correct.
was the most accurate part. Like
Yes.
there's best vocal pop artist, and half of them can't sing. And I'm like, wait, shouldn't that go in the other pop category? So you're in the wrong category. So
You're in the wrong category. That's the whole thing. It's like and I loved how he played it off like he was joking and made everybody laugh. Hey, when I get nervous, I tell the truth.
yeah,
Daggone right, Jay-Z. I
yeah,
love it. The man knew exactly what he was doing, and he was right. That's the
yeah,
whole thing. He was right. Is that 32 Grammys, no album of the year. Now, it did come up. Somebody pointed out to me and said, well, what if she just had a bunch of great songs? And I go, well, that can be true, I guess. I go, but she's been up for album of the year and hadn't
Yeah.
won it. I go, so I mean, it'd be one thing if she'd never been nominated for it, but she has been. So
Well, I thought Lemonade, that whole video project, won. So I had to look it up when he said that. I was like, she didn't win for Lemonade. It was up for everything: album of the year, video project of the year,
yes.
single of the year, and it didn't. So I don't hate it, and I think that they needed to do something to stay relevant, given that we had the great slap at the Oscars. I think the Grammys needed that much controversy, and it was awesome. It
Yeah.
was awesome.
Yeah, I liked it. I liked what it was. And it wasn't too much over the top. Sometimes the Grammys can be just over the top and
Yeah.
it's unwatchable. But
Yep.
this wasn't that this year. So good for the
No.
Grammys, man. Good
Yes.
for the Grammys. So